UFC 319 went down on Saturday, and we have a big shakeup in the middleweight division, and also a huge shakeup in our pound-for-pound rankings. How does everyone stack up after a dominant performance from a new champion? Let's find out. UFC 319 is now in the books, and whenever there is a UFC pay-per-view, we usually get a pretty big shakeup in the pound-for-pound rankings, and we certainly have that today. So going to unveil my updated pound-for-pound rankings for the men's side of the UFC. Before we get to that, over in the Kick chat, it is Paulovsky, who I believe meant to send an angel emoji, instead just typed in emoji angel, and says hello. So hello to Paulovsky over there in the Kick chat. Also, I'm realizing now that maybe that is just a command that I could see on Kick, but the app that I'm using to see the multiple streams maybe is just not showing it. So yes, there is. Sorry. Actually sent an angel emoji. I apologize for thinking that it wasn't. It just wasn't showing up in the thing that I saw, but that is a very cute emoji. Thank you. Anyway, back to our UFC pound-for-pound rankings. Before we talk about who is in, because there's obviously someone new in the rankings, we have to talk about who gets knocked out. And this might be, I don't know if it's controversial. Also, anyone calling their own thing, oh, this is going to be controversial, they're probably trying too hard. So I'm just going to say, I think Dricus du Plessis has to come out of the top 10 after that performance. He got absolutely dog-walked by Khamzat Chimaev. And my dog is laying beside me right now. I apologize to you, Bellini, for comparing dogs getting walked to that ass-kicking, because that was brutal. It was so soundly dominant from Khamzat Chimaev to go out and whoop that ass of Dricus du Plessis that I have to take him off the list. I couldn't, after watching that, and maybe there's a recency bias here, but after watching that, I couldn't put him ahead of any of the other guys who are below him on this top 10 list. I couldn't. I really couldn't. So he is the one that comes off of it. In the Kick chat, again, Paulovsky, are you recording this, bro? I am recording this. I'm recording for a podcast, and the videos of each of these segments goes up as their own video on a couple of different platforms once this is all done. So yes, this is being recorded for the podcast that is available again on Spotify and on Apple or wherever else you get your podcasts. So let's get into the top 10, shall we? At number 10, it is still the welterweight champion, Jack Della Maddalena. He got in here after John Jones's retirement. The resume doesn't necessarily scream top 10, but he is still welterweight champion. Some very good performances, some good wins, so he gets in there. At number 9, it is Magomed Ankalaev. At 8 is Alejandro Pantoja. 7, it is the former 205-pound champion in Pereira. I get he is ahead of the guy who beat him for the title, but you win at middleweight, you win at light heavyweight. I've said before, he is someone who I think wants to dare to be great and move up in the heavyweight division as well. I think that this is still someone whose resume deserves him being ahead of the guy who just beat him for the championship. At 6, it's Alex Volkanovski. A couple of huge runs at 145 earns him a spot in the rankings still as the current champion in the featherweight division. We will get to the top 5 in just a second, but make sure you don't miss anything that we do with Couch Potato Diary. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that notification bell so that you know next time we are going live. Coming in at number 5 is Tom Aspinall, the now undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Pound for pound lists can be a little bit cruel to heavyweights at times, but when my guy is knocking people out left, right, and center, he's got to get a spot in the top 5. At 4, it is Merab Dvalishvili, someone who I think his talent has warranted him being up here for a long time, and a couple of dominant performances now, earning him a spot in the top 4. So, you've probably recognized that, hey, there's a guy who's new in the list, and he's not in the first 7. Where are we at? Number 3 is Khamzat Chimaev. The new middleweight champion rockets onto the list, and basically, he just took Dricus du Plessis' spot. He went out, took his lunch money, took his title, and now he has taken his spot as the on the podium, really, for the UFC pound for pound rankings. It was so dominant, and he has been that dominant against some pretty big names, beating Robert Whittaker, beating Kamaru Usman, winning fights down at welterweight as well. He has strong performances in multiple different weight classes, so I think now getting that championship allows him to just rocket right up the rankings into the top 3. At number 2 is Islam Makhachev, a dominant fighter at 155 pounds. Now is going to be going for that welterweight championship against Jack Della Maddalena. He gets a win there. He probably moves into the number 1 spot. But at number 1, it has to be Ilia Topuria, who, look, he and I don't view the world the same way on a lot of things, but one thing that we can agree on is that he is an awesome fighter, and his dominance over some very high-level competition has been nothing short of incredible. So Ilia Topuria, the 155-pound champion right now, is also the king of the castle as the pound-for-pound number 1 on my UFC power rankings. I can't imagine I just hit 1,000 on things that you agree with watching this video. So let me know. Who do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Let me know in the chat or in the comments after what you think of this pound-for-pound ranking on the men's side. So to update, 10, Jack Della Maddalena. 9, Magomed Ankalaev. 8 is Alejandro Pantoja. 7 is Pereira. 6 is Volkanovski. At 5, it's Tom Aspinall. 4, Merab Dvalishvili. 3, our boy Khamzat. 2 is just simply Makhachev. And at number 1, Ilia Topuria. That's the top 10 for my UFC power rankings right now.